Funny man says he tried to do a good deed by returning a cell phone to its owners, only to find out days later he's being charged with theft. Ariel Rothfield spoke to the man about what happened in a story you'll see only on 41 Action News.
During his lunch break, Rick Conkling thought he was doing the right thing.
Good girl. Nice catch.
Now he's the one trying to catch a break after finding a cracked iPhone on the ground outside of this Overland Park subway.
I didn't think it would work. I thought, oh, I'll take a look at it when I get off work.
So Conkling says he threw it in his car and left, returning it to the same subway a day later after he saw a message on the phone.
I turned it over and turned it on, and there was a text stating, I lost my iPhone, please return to the subway and whatnot. And immediately that's where I went.
Days later,
you are hereby summoned to appear before the Overland Park Municipal Court.
Police charged him with misdemeanor theft.
Instead of picking up the phone and leaving it in his car, Overland Park police say Conkling should have brought the phone inside to a business nearby.
If you know it's not yours, you want to turn it in where you found it. If it's at a local business, turn it into that business.
Which Conkling did. The problem, police say, he waited for the phone to ping, then decided to turn it in, instead of doing so immediately.
But I had every intention of taking a look at the phone and seeing if I could figure out who it belonged to.
The next time you see a phone lying on the ground, what will you do?
I'm going to have to think twice about it. If it was outside of business, I'd probably give it, turn it into the business and see if anybody had said anything about a lost phone. But I'd have to think twice about it. I don't know that I would do it right away.
Reporting in Overland Park, Ariel Rothfield, 41 Action News.
Cops set up elaborate scheme to charge Good Samaritan for returning lost cell phone. Hero cops protected society from a Kansas man who was charged with theft after he returned a lost cell phone to its rightful owner. By Jack Burns, June 10, 2017. Overland Park, Kansas. A rational citizen might think the police would thank someone if they returned a found cell phone, but not in Overland Park, Kansas. Rick Conkling learned the hard way what happens when you return lost items in the town. He stopped to get lunch at the subway near 135th Street and Metcalf Avenue. After he got out, he noticed an iPhone 4 lying on the ground. It was beat up and destroyed. I didn't think it would work. I thought I would take a look at it when I got off work to see who it belonged to. He said he noticed it was cracked and beat all to pieces, but picked it up and put it in his car, not thinking much about such a worthless cell phone. After eating, and going home after work, he waited a day to return the cell phone. The iPhone was in the seat making noise. I turned it over, turned it on. There was a text stating, I lost my iPhone, please return to the subway. Immediately that's where I went, he said. After sleeping on it for a night, he got up the next day prepared to take the cell phone back to the restaurant. That's when he learned that being a good Samaritan doesn't always result in someone being grateful. Instead of having his name published in the newspaper as a kind person, he found himself being charged with a misdemeanor. Shawnee police officers knocked on his door and asked him about his possession of the cell phone and what his intentions were. I really thought after I explained myself to the officer that would have taken care of it, taken care of the problem, Conkling said. I am not sure why it didn't. They then charged him with misdemeanor theft of lost or mislaid property. Apparently, Conkling was located by a citizen using their Find My iPhone feature Apple provides to report their phone was in his possession. Ariel Rothfield told the Free Thought Project in a written statement the citizen led police to Conkling's house. Read more. Officers kept piling parking tickets on man's windshield as he sat dead in his car for days. At any rate, Conkling will potentially have a police record for playing around with the idea of finders keepers. All of which has caused him to be, understandably, a bit hesitant to pick up anything found on the side of the road. Rothfield wrote, there is no law requiring a person to return a found item within a certain amount of time. However, Overland Park Police told 41 Action News Conkling should have brought it into the subway immediately after finding the phone. John Lacey, Media Relations Officer for Overland Park PD told 41 Action News. If you know it's not yours, you want to turn it into where you found it. If it's in a local business, turn it into the business. If you don't feel comfortable, take it to the police station. Conklin says he's learned his lesson but still isn't sure if he'd go out of his way to drop everything and return something as quickly as an owner might want. When asked what he'd do if he was faced with a similar situation, he responded, "I'm going to have to think twice about it," he said. "If it's near a business, I would turn it into the business and see if anyone said anything about a lost phone, but I would have to think twice about it. I don't know that I would do it right away." The police can and do charge anyone they want with any infraction they feel has been committed. But the whole ordeal calls into question how responsible others are for returning property someone else may have negligently misplaced. Finders keepers in America may very well be dead in the ever-present, always evolving, increasing in power police state. Read more. I can pull your A out of the F-king car. Power tripping cop didn't know he was on video. We spoke with an Uber driver about lost items. He said it happens frequently, but added Uber has a way of connecting drivers with riders who've lost or misplaced their possessions. He told us about a garage door opener he found this week in his car. He used the system to contact the owner and let her know she'd left her opener in his car. She didn't respond to the messages, so on his own dime, he drove to the home where he picked her up and knocked on the door. Luckily, for the driver, cops weren't waiting there to bust him for returning it.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.